So the whole point of the whole way that our immune system works, the third wall, the most effective, the strongest wall. First time you're exposed to something, it takes 4 to 7 days to fully get that third wall activated. By then, depending on how harmful a thing is, that virus could be very much multiplied and already wreaking havoc on our bodies, and you're sick and you have to try to fight back and overcome it. Sometimes it's too late to overcome. Things like polio or whatever, you're going to have long-lasting effects. So now the second time you get exposed to something, you already have the memory cells. You don't have to wait for helper T cells to come activate. So it happens right away. As soon as whatever it is comes in, that third wall is activated, takes it out before you ever even know you had it. So the idea with the vaccine is that we can either introduce parts of a virus or bacteria, or either a dead form of it, or maybe an alive form that's somehow been altered. Then we can build up that immunity. We can get those memory cells made, so that when the real thing comes, our body already recognizes it and attacks it before it ever happens. Vaccines is kind of one of those big ethical debates right now about should you vaccinate your kids, should you not. You probably heard about that. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that, the whole autism thing, right?
It's not true.
Yeah, that's not true.
No, it's not. There was one study done that said, yeah, it's linked to autism. Problem was, nobody could duplicate that study.
Well, and it came out later that the guy had falsified all sorts of medical records.
He falsified the records, he falsified information.
Yeah.
And
He just wanted people to use his vaccine.
Yeah.
That's,
He lost his medical license too,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and you can't, the whole thing with research and study
people believe it.
is part of the scientific process, and part of, proving something scientifically is that study has to be able to be duplicated. If you can't duplicate the study, it's not valid. And you couldn't duplicate a study because there'd been all this falsified information and whatnot. But because some movie star got on and said, don't vaccinate your kids, everybody believes now vaccines cause autism. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. So now they're not vaccinating their kids, and kids are we're getting diseases coming back that had been eradicated.
Like, is it measles the big one right now?
Measles is the big one, yeah.
Whooping
It's coming
cough.
back.
Whooping cough, polio's even come back a little bit. And there is this, the concept of herd immunity. Well, if I'm not vaccinated, but everybody around me is, then that virus, that bacteria is not going to have anywhere to live. So because everybody else is immunized, I don't need to be, right? Kind of like, I'll let everybody else do the work and I don't have to be immunized. Well, the problem is enough people are starting to think that now not everybody else is immunized. And so these weird diseases are starting to come back.